Right guys, so it's Friday the 9th of October, giving you a little follow up on the problem I was having, and it turned out it was completely my fault. What it was, narrowed it down to, I've simply just been overfeeding. So I was having a good chat with my mate Kevin from Exclusively Koi over WhatsApp, and it's quite a simple thing really. I don't know how I didn't really figure it out for myself, to be fair. I mean, the filters are coping fine, but the problem is, where I said I've been doing 3 feeds a day, like 3 handfuls, on an evening, I do stand with the fish and I flip food in every now and again. And I probably don't realise how much food I'm putting in, to be honest. So it narrowed that down. And so little things I did realise, where I thought I was getting algae growth on the side of the ponds, it was just dirt really. I mean, I've given it a bloody good scrub out with the pond hoover. Made the pond 10 times worse. And then whilst I was doing that, I cleaned out the Easy Pod again, and I noticed I had a leak on one of my returns from the backy. So I quickly nipped that out. I changed those tank connectors, and whilst I had the shower out, I took the opportunity to move the media around to see if I can get a better, more for efficiency than anything. And what I found was, I don't know how it was happening, the dirt was making it over the filter floss. Blew my mind, to be honest. So what I've done is, I've now at the top layer, I've got filter floss and a layer of jack matting to take out like majority of the solids and the fines as well. And the second's just alpha grog, and the last one is just jack matting now. But when I was changing it all round, the jack matting was diabolical. I was quite disgusted with myself, to be honest. I mean, I think what I've been going wrong was I've been looking at the top layer of jack matting. It doesn't look that bad, but where I actually took it out and flipped it over, it was filthy. So obviously the water's forcing it through. The dirt's obviously, it must be sitting at the bottom. So that was just a silly mistake on my part. So obviously that shower's just been harbouring crap, and it's got to the point where they can't. Oh, it's got a bit of K1 floating. It's got to the point where they couldn't cope anymore. But it's all clean now, and it is running better. Just need to be more on top of checking it all over. I've done about a 40-45% water change today through my Big Blue. It's still topping up a little bit now, but the clarity now is unbelievable. I mean, I changed the the filter floss twice today, and the crap it took out was unreal. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll overlay a quick snap of it's just chucked in the garden in a minute. The gardens are damp, but yeah, I'll do a quick overlay of that filter floss, and the crap it took out over the course of 24 hours was unbelievable. But yeah, I flipped the camera around and I show you the pond, and the difference is just unreal, just from a bit of maintenance. Yeah, so while I've been making these videos tonight, I've just reflected I should be going to the All England Koi Show this weekend, but unfortunately, down to good old COVID, just buggered everything up as usual. I was hoping it to be the first year that I was actually going to get a VAT and be able to show a few of my koi. And I was quite looking forward to showing me Kahaku, Mr. Love-Hearted. I was only going to take about 3 or 4. The only ones that really are worth taking. Yeah, I'm proper gutted about that. I'm sure there's a lot of keepers out there who right now, well, the fish, I think they'd have been taken down to the show. There'd have been some serious fish. And I guarantee that people put a lot of effort into their fish for that show this year. But unfortunately, it's just one of those things that we've all had to deal with. But yeah, just on a note of the shows, if you've never been to a koi show and you are into koi, you don't have to show them, don't have to show koi to visit a koi show. You can. I mean, I went to the first time I went to a show was probably about 4 years ago, and I was quite mind blown, to be honest. I mean, not only is it an opportunity to look at some serious koi, because I mean there are some serious hobbyists down at the southeast. like this year I recently became a member, and I was planning to help with the show, and it's the first time my missus gave me a weekend to myself to do something, but yeah, that still we fell through. But I mean, there's a lot that goes on at the show. I mean, there's a lot of vendors there. There's a lot of people like Evolution Aqua, and I don't know, I can't think of them on the top of my head, but there's like Via's there if you're looking for dechlorination units, Big Blues, there's everything there, and they usually do them at a bit of a show price to help people out. And to be fair, you can get fish at a fairly reasonable price there. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of dealers that go there. It's probably, I mean, I've been to the BKKS once, so I can't really compare. I've only ever gone to the All England. But yeah, like I say, next year when it all hopefully will go back to normal, I'd highly recommend going to a show. I mean, even if it's a bit of a drive, just for a day. I mean, it's wicked down. I mean, if you're a gardener, there's I can't remember where the bloke comes from. It's somewhere, I can't remember where it is. It's somewhere in Europe, but he brings gigantic bonsai trees and acers and crazy plants. And but yeah, just nice just to get together. You know what I mean? Have a little koi nerding weekend, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, just reflect on it. Then it's a bit of a shame. It is a shame. But I guess it's one of those. But yeah, like I say, hopefully it all goes back to normal. But I'm going to try and make up for it. So this weekend, I'm planning. Well, yeah, I'm going to plan on visiting a couple of dealers, a couple of my mates, and try and get some footage. Because I was promised a koi weekend, so I'm going to try and make my own, to be honest. But yeah, guys, we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Right, everyone. It's now Sunday the 11th of October. I think you can see from recent problems my water quality's improved massively. I've got my clarity back, which I'm more than happy with. My water readings are back where I want them to be. Ammonia and nitrite are back at 0. The nitrite is fairly low, sits about 25-30. pH is still around the same, about 7.5, I guess. Going off, well, it's a broad reading I get from the NT Lab stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy. I managed to move 2 koi on today, just to give myself. I kind of want to focus on the fish I've got at the minute. Hopefully grow them on some more. But with the wooden frame, you can see around here, come up with a bit of an idea to cover the pond and heat it through winter and see what results I get. I'm hoping it won't be that expensive because underneath the liner it's already insulated, and I've managed to land on some polycarb off eBay that's pretty cheap. I think I'm getting about 10 sheets of 16mm polycarb, it's about 8 foot long, 2 foot wide pieces, 16mm thick, and I'm thinking of double layering it to get 32mm thick of insulation on the top. Trap the heat as much as I can, and I think that'll do wonders for the pond, to be fair. Yeah, just a little something I'll come up with, because I feel like, yeah, like I said, I just want to focus on the fish I've got and develop them a bit more. So I feel like I need to be more sensible to keep low stocking in this pond, to be fair. I mean, look at them, they're still feeding like crazy. I'm still sat at about 16 degrees at the minute, actually. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with that one. But another little development I've come up with, and I don't know if this is a good idea. So where the shower's spilling through, where I have the tank connectors in the bottom, it's spilling with water. And there's jack matting, which is currently sat in the bottom of here. And what I'm thinking of doing, there's a lot of people might probably get corrected here, but having a moving bed in your pond, it does kind of help with adding more food to the system. So I'm thinking of inside the shower, banging in an elbow, a bit of pipe going up, slit it up so the K1 can't fall in, drilling a couple of little holes in the back for some normal size airline, it's like 4mm, and having a moving bed in the bottom of my shower. I've been looking at all the outcomes of what could go wrong, and I don't really think it's that bad of a shout, to be fair. But it's just something I'm going to trial to see what happens. I mean, if it doesn't work out, I can always replace it back with the Jack Matty. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes, guys. I'll do that in the coming weeks. Obviously, I can't give them whether it's worked or not. Whether or not, well, when I feed more, if my water quality stays the same, to be honest. But that's just some little plans I've got for the pond. But yeah, the fish are looking great still feeding. But I feel like I want to put on a bit more sizing for the winter. I feel like I'm going into a winter too soon with these fish. They've got a lot of potential and I don't really want to hold them back. Especially me Pride and Joy there. I'm hoping I can push another 10-15 cm through winter. And I don't see why I couldn't. But yeah, that's a little follow-up I've got for you guys. I'll tomorrow, well, obviously the video hasn't been posted yet, I'm going to do an updated water test, and hopefully everything's still the same, still running the same. But yeah, we'll go from there, guys. Right then, guys, just to bring this segment of the video to a bit of a close, it's now Monday the 12th, and I don't know if you all agree, but the water is looking a hell of a lot better than what it was. A hell of a lot better. I'm back to where I want to be. Just turned the end pump off for a minute, so for some reason I turned the end pump off and they will dive to the bottom. But the difference in the fish when it comes to feeding and that at the minute is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I literally think that tiny bit of nitrite really upset them. But all I'm going to do now is, I've got the pond water ready to go. I'm going to do a quick nitrite test. And then go from there, guys. 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to give that the 2 minutes, and hopefully I'm still on 0. But yeah, we'll come back to that in a sec. But I'm a firm believer now. My mate has really talked me into it. I'm definitely going to heat this pond. Never really done it before, but with the amount of insulation and covering I'm planning on doing, I think I can keep this pond at quite a reasonably high temperature. So at the minute I'm planning on, once all the covers are done and the heater's installed, putting them on about 16 degrees, maintaining that and see how the heater does and what the cost does. And if it honestly is not struggling, I'm gradually thinking about climbing this fish up to about 20-22 degrees and get some growth in them until about mid-January. Yeah, about mid-January. Bringing the temperature back down again, slowly, probably to about, I don't know, I was thinking 16-15, but a lot of people think you should bring them down to 12ish degrees to give them a bit of a winter to condition the fish. I mean, if you look at them now, they've never acted like this before, to be honest. I mean, if I flick some food in, I don't know if they go through it, they were recently fed, but like I said, they're feeding very, very well. Very well. And I don't really want to hold them back, if I'm honest. But yeah, I feel like I kind of want to try and double these fish in size at least, if I can. Well, I'm feeling optimistic. At least another 10-15 cm on them. But we're fixing the water test now. That's about the 2 minutes up. And yeah, I'm happy to say, back down to where I want to be, on 0. So it just goes to show really, it's just, see a little mistake. Oh, why are you flipping? Oh, bloody hell. Here we go again. But like I say, I need to do we'll do a follow-up check with these fish coming out of those nitrite problems and get another re-scrape done. Treat if need be, but the last time we did check them there was no flukes. There was nothing, to be honest, but better safe than sorry, I guess. But yeah, guys, like I mentioned before in the previous segment of this video, when it comes to creating that moving bed in that shower, I'd like to know what people's thoughts are on that. More interested to know the cons than the pros, really. I'm quite happy with the pros, like, all we want to hear is the good news, but I don't really, yeah, like I said, I can't really see a lot going wrong with that, to be honest. I just try to utilise what I've got and make it affordable, to be fair. Yeah, like I say, once the covers are on, it should be done in the next coming weeks with my friend coming over. We'll smash that out. And then we'll go from there, guys. But, yeah, thanks for watching. And hopefully in the coming weeks, I'll have some more footage for you. The pond visit I had planned the weekend just gone fell through because he got called into work. But that's the nature of the beast. But yeah, guys, we'll go from there, see what the future brings. Thanks for watching, and I should have a video for you soon.